Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
It's the Playhouse with Kat and JJ.
So we had maybe a minute left in that commercial break.
I think that qualifies as a breakdown.
Kat looks me dead in the soul and goes, you know what I could go for right now? Nobody was even talking about anything having to do with food. And she looks me deep into the soul and goes, you know what I could go for?
Oh.
Chicken fried steak, sunny side eggs, some bacon. And then she backs up and yells to everybody, and some sourdough! And then fried potatoes, too. I go, what's going on? And she's just laughing uncontrollably because she's hangry.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry.
You've been eating all morning.
I did not. I had an apple and some almonds.
We've only been on the air for a little while. Jesus. Jess, are you hearing this?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to talk or not.
Well, this qualifies as a genuine in-public breakdown, right? I mean...
I think that's a hankering for sure. Go to Perkins. They'll take care of you.
I'm losing my mind.
We still got an hour and a half of the show left, so let's...
I want to lose weight so badly, but I just love...
Oh my gosh.
We might have to pause. I feel like she's not well. Are you going to be able to get the questions going here? Jess called. See, now, Jess had the unique ability, and I'm guessing that most mornings you're like too busy. You can't usually call because you said you got 2 hours late start. Okay. So your fiance and your son are there, and the dog is there, and you're in the middle of all of this. You went in the bedroom, locked yourself in there so you could win money on the show.
Man.
And then you hear Kat genuinely breaking down in front of 100,000 people, just literally losing her stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
I don't feel well.
What is...
I don't know. I don't feel well right now.
Can you read the questions? Do you need to pass them away?
No, I'm good.
All right, so here's how this is going to work, Jess. The game is No Time to Google, and thanks to Sylvan Learning Center of St. Cloud, we've got 3 questions for you. You're going to answer them quickly, though. Therefore, there's no time to Google. If you ever find yourself stumped, like our friend Kat here, with life, say the word lifeline, and we will play some music to try and help you through that question. Are you ready to go?
I think so.
I hope you fare better than our host here. First question. It's always the easiest, but keep in mind, Jess, there is no time to Google.
All right. Who are the dynamic duo Batman and...
Robin?
That is correct. That's exactly right. You're right. You're totally right.
Well done. As you move on to question number 2, should be reasonably tougher, but you still got your lifeline. Keep in mind, there's no time to Google.
Which musical artist is known for her song Big Girls Don't Cry?
Fergie.
That is correct. That's exactly right. You're right. You're totally right.
Jess, you're about as well positioned as a girl can be in this game. You still got 1 question to go, and your lifeline is still available. This is for $100 and all the accolades, courtesy of Sylvan Learning Center of St. Cloud. Please hustle with your answer because there is no time to Google.
What did the Romans call Scotland?
Lifeline.
Yeah.
Caledonia.
All right, it's okay.
Oh, God, I never would have guessed.
The only reason I knew that is I had worked at a radio station in La Crosse for a little while, and our transmitter was actually in Caledonia, Minnesota, and I had learned that way, not as being a history major, which is kind of embarrassing. So here's how we're going to do this. We are going to play you a specific song, but you get to pick the era. Will it be the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 20 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, or post-2020? Once you make your choice, I'll cue up 5 seconds of a really popular song, and when that song ends, then you'll have 5 seconds to give me artist and title. So where do you feel the most comfortable hearing a random song? What decade?
Gosh, I guess I'd say 20 to 2010.
Okay. Between the years of 2000 and 2010. I want to make sure I got this right because I just looked this up. Hold on. I want to make sure you got the right one.
Isn't it so true that you still look at 1985 as just 20 years ago? Isn't it weird to think that 2000 was 22 years ago?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. I was just talking to somebody about how actors that I used to love growing up are like 80 years old now.
I
It's
know.
so
I'm
weird.
glad I paused here because I had the wrong one pulled up. So I'm just queuing this up. And where is it? Hang on.
It's on its way. Do you love chicken fried steak too?
I do. I
my
do.
I love it. Like Kay's Kitchen has been. Okay.
Here it is. I just want to make sure I got you the right decade because I want you to win this money so bad. So I'm going to play you 5 seconds of a really, really popular song between the years of 2000 and 2010 here on KCLD. Your 5 seconds starts now. And now you have 5 seconds to give me artist and title of that. Jess, go.
Sugar, We're Going Down Swinging by...
Oh, no!
That is just wrong.
Oh, my God.
Wrong. You're wrong.
What do you want to do?
You're wrong.
Sugar, We're Going Down
What
by
was
Fall
it?
Out Boy.
Oh, no.
You had the right title,
that's
just
a
the
bummer.
wrong artist. I am so sorry.
I said Fall Out
She did
Boy,
say
but
I
Fall Out
know,
Boy.
it was
too
after the
late.
buzzer.
Yeah.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Oh, Jess, you took all this
Oh, it's
time
okay.
for us. You
Thanks,
outlasted Cat's Breakdown. You talked about chicken fried steak. You locked yourself in the bedroom, all for that. And now you have to go back out and face reality while we rub it in and play the entire song. I'm really, really sorry.
Thanks.
All right, so I had no idea that Bono has been so unhappy for decades and decades and decades about the name of his band U2.
I thought the implication of the letter and the number in our head, it was like the spy plane, it was a U-boat, it was futuristic. But then, as it turned out to imply this kind of acquiescence, no, I don't like that name. I still don't really like the name.
He's too cerebral. I really don't know what he was saying there, other than I don't like it.
But he's so funny in Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
He's in that too?
They thought he was one of the murderers. And he's got the bulldog, and
I gotta see that.
it's
I gotta.
funny. It's so
on,
good.
It's only on Hulu.
It's yeah. Is that what I said?
Somebody's got to get me Hulu.
It's so good. All right, Justin Bieber, he is talking about the best birthday gift he ever received, and it was actually from his wife, Haley.
I think my wife did up my house really nicely, and she had a movie playing. It was like this really romantic night. It's not a big deal. I mean, it was pretty cool.
That's an NBD. It was pretty cool. That's really cute that he chose that over all of the massive birthday parties that he had where he was surrounded by
Yeah, I
strangers.
was going to say, remember that 19-year-old's birthday party with 93 strippers? He didn't like that one better?
Just a night in, you could tell that he is growing up. I like that side of Justin. All right, so Britney Spears, no stranger to Instagram now that she has gotten out of her conservatorship, but now she's letting all the secrets fly. She had a lot of therapy sessions, and one involved her pooping her pants.
I'm allergic to fried food. Then it happened again. I had to run away. I went to the bathroom. And I couldn't stop it, and it's just because of the nerves of being with him. How does that make me feel? Well, it makes me feel way better in my belly. The embarrassment factor of just letting go like that's really, really too much to handle, and that's your therapeutic grace to guide me into a direction.
All right.
Okay.
She's basically reenacting her therapy sessions where she crapped her pants.
Yeah. Well, an instance where she had some fried food, had to run into the bathroom. That would be, I think, one of the parts of fame and stardom that I couldn't handle. And that was like...
Pooping your pants?
No, to poop in the bathroom with other people. You never know who's trying to record you and then play it back on TMZ. I just got Britney's farting.
I got nothing to hide on that angle.
Oh, my God.
I'm totally comfortable with that.
I know.
You understand you're in a war if you're sitting next to me. That's a war zone and there's going to be collateral damage.
I don't know. I just feel like that would be, I would live in a state of paranoia constantly. Blowing out their candles today. How rude. Full House star Jodie Sweetin is 40 today. Shawn Wayans is 51 and Paula Danielle is 75.
I knew you'd have a strong opinion on this because your mother's adopted.
My mom is adopted, and she has known from the get-go that she was adopted. My grandparents were very honest with her. And then...
Is that because they didn't really want to claim her?
No.
You think? A little bit?
They wanted a daughter, and they dressed her up, and she had a great raisin, okay? And then she...
Where are you from? She had a great raisin.
She had a great raisin. But I remember how many years ago was that? How long have I been here? So 14 years. Found out a year after I started working here that her birth family was looking for her. So the Chicago records opened up. That means the original birth parents can finally find the children that they had given up for adoption. Her parents were very, very young, like 16 and 15 or 16 and 17. And so I know when she found out, she was about 40. And that's a lot for a 40-year-old to handle, even though she knew that she was adopted. That's a big world to be thrust into. But Nev Campbell was doing an interview about how her 3-year-old already knows that he is adopted.
Your youngest, Rainer, is adopted. So have you, I have friends that are adopted. Did you tell him when he was young, or are you going to later? Or?
No, from the beginning. I read a lot about it. And I think back in the day, we used to think, keep it from them and throw it at them when they're 21 so their entire reality falls apart, which makes so much sense. No, so the guidance that I had was even before they understand language, talk about their birth mother, talk about their story, tell them who they are. And because of that, it's no surprise for Rainer in any sense whatsoever. He knows, like, he was in Cynthia's tummy, she made him. Before he was born, I asked her if she would share some photos or something, or even just a letter, and she actually made an entire album for him. So he feels this relationship to her, and and I think it's really important because they're going to need that.
It's really well thought out.
It is. And I feel, and I'm not in that position, and I won't ever be, but if I had an adopted child, I would definitely make sure that they knew right away. You know, that mystery, I feel like personally, I wouldn't want that for the child I was raising. But what
I'm sure
is the right
have
answer?
Their
is
reasons for not telling their kids till they're 19 or 18 or 21 or whatever the deal is. Haley was adopted. When did you find out? How did you feel this out?
I didn't find out that I was adopted until I was leaving college.
Oh.
And then that's when I found out that they weren't my real family, and I was taken by surprise.
So you had 2 huge life shifts. You were leaving for college, and then at that time, your adopted parents, who you thought this whole time were your real parents, and then you find out that you were in fact adopted. How did that conversation go down? Was it, did they, kind of massage the situation, or just like blank, cold tell you?
Well, I thought on my own, so at that point, it was just like, they tried to massage the situation. It's like, oh, okay, like we didn't want you to find out by your own. Like, they wanted to come to me when they were ready, but it's horrible when you find out by yourself.
Hey, quick question, and I'm not trying to discount your feelings or anything like that, but did you ever have the thought when you were growing up that these aren't my real people? Did you ever have a feeling that you felt like, these aren't my parents?
The thought did come through, but I thought I was just maybe going crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, no way,
I think we all kind of look at our parents and be like, I can't be you, you know what I mean? Like, you're all always a little bit different. That was just a weird thought. Well, I'm kind of sorry that this happened for you, but your recommendation then would be tell them early?
Yes, I think knowing earlier is better, because then you're not going your entire life trying to put pieces together, I look a little different, or something's off, could I be adopted?
Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. You want to hit this text?
That's a perfect segue into a next text that says, my son is adopted, biracial. So it was obvious that he's not naturally biologically ours, so it was easy to have that conversation. He knew as soon as he could understand. It is a family by family situation. There's no, I don't think, cookie cutter way to deal with it.
Audra, adoption in your family?
Yeah, I was actually adopted. And my parents told me right away from the beginning. I don't think that they would have had necessarily the opportunity to hold it from me either, because I'm also biracial and they're white. Mm-hmm. So it would have come to light. I would have figured it out. But personally, I think that every family is different. Every story is different. Not everyone has the opportunity to have, any information about their biological parents or family at all.
Yeah.
So I think that it really just depends on when you feel your child is ready, but I don't think that it's a thing that you should ever keep from them. In my personal opinion, you should be telling your kids as soon as they're able to understand.
Sure.
But in a way that they understand it.
I think that's what I was hoping to hear from people that are adopted, because your opinion is really the only one that matters, because you're the one going through it, so to hear that you prefer to hear it right away,
That's the way to go.
Right.
Huh?
I mean, I just also feel so strongly that, like, you're right when you say, like, parents have their own reasons from keeping that information from their kids because they want to protect them.
Yeah.
But it's not about their feelings. It's about their children's feelings.
Makes good
and
sense.
it's really hard to separate that sometimes when you're based in fear and you're afraid. And I get it. But, that's my 2 cents, I'd say.
We're glad that you could share your 2 cents. I hope you have a really good day today. Hi, Corey. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. Thanks for being on the show, man. We were talking adoption, and kind of it all stems off of Nev Campbell had basically saying to her son, like right away, as soon as he could understand, hey, you're adopted, and the adoptive mother, or the real mom, I guess, even went through and like made a scrapbook for him, so he knew what, kind of where he came from and everything like that.
I think if you are the mom that is adopting the child and you have the opportunity and you're capable of dealing with that part of the emotion, I think that's such a special thing to groove and weave in the birth mom.
Are you in an adopted situation here, Corey?
No, I'm not. When I was adopted, I was 1.5 getting to turn 2.
Okay.
It was a biracial family, so my mom and dad are white. I'm black, and so is my sister. We came from the same family. She didn't tell us until I was in 6th grade.
Stop. I gotta ask. As you looked in the mirror, and then you looked at mom and dad, they kept this from you until you were in 6th grade?
No, we kind of figured it out ourselves.
Yeah.
We didn't ask any questions about it.
You just felt loved, and that was good enough for you?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Great. I'm happy about that. That's awesome.
But in 6th grade, I was teased a lot because, I was a different color than everybody else. I was pretty much in an all-white school.
Okay.
And so I started asking questions of who my family was, where I came from, all stuff. And my mom and dad handled it very gracefully. I mean, they told me everything that, they answered all my questions. They told me everything I wanted to know. And then when I turned 36 is when I actually met my biological family.
How'd that go?
How did that go?
My biological sister has actually found me and my sister on Facebook.
So you have a full-blood sister, or is this a half-sister?
She's a full-blood sister.
Okay. Yeah, that's what happened with my mom. She was given up for adoption because they were young, and then they got together and had 3 more full-blood children. So that's pretty crazy that she found you like that.
So now knowing, mom, dad, sister, all these people that are out there that have some extra, well, I mean, for me, it's always, I always think about the medical history. That's the first thing I'd want to know. Yeah. Am I a little bit higher risk for this, that? Can I look forward to changing my lifestyle a little bit to accommodate for something like that?
So how's the relationship right now with this family?
Oh, both families they get along great.
Yay.
Both my biological dad and my dad, they talk every single day.
Wow.
My dad does business trips down to Dallas. They actually get together and have supper. They talk and hang out, and so they get along great.
Very cool story. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My biological mom actually died in 2003, and so I never got to meet her. But with the family, I got to meet my 2 sisters and my twin brother.
No, you have a twin brother?
Yes.
This is Buck. Are you identical twins? Do you look exactly alike?
Exactly alike.
What a roller coaster.
And where does he live?
He lives in Dallas.
I am so glad that it turned out the way that it did for you. And thank you for calling.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Remember a couple seconds ago when I was going off about the airplanes not being able to figure out 5G?
Yeah.
I got this email from Mariah during the last song, and she said, this would be funny. I found this list of things that have been confiscated at airports, and she listed the airports. And so here's what I want to do between you and I. I want you to see if you can correctly guess which airport, and these are all...
domestic?
Yeah, they're all American airports.
Okay.
That these things were confiscated. This was the year 2021. Last year, these things people tried to get through security and onto airplanes.
So do I have to guess what airport?
Yeah, you try and guess what airport you think somebody tried to smuggle a chainsaw through.
I'm going to say maybe Oregon.
New Orleans.
What?
A gun-themed wine holder. So it was guns that were carved into being able to hold a wine glass.
Las Vegas.
Not too far off. Sacramento. Who tried to actually get real live fireworks through what airport?
Oh, that has to be to Minneapolis.
No.
From somewhere.
It was in New York.
Okay.
Who took a 19-inch machete into the airport? What state?
Florida.
I'm going to give you a little bit a bigger hint. Think crazy about politics.
Texas?
No, D.C.
Oh. I feel like Texas just bleeds politics.
Somebody tried to bring bear spray through which airport, Kat?
Wyoming. This is horrible. This is a horrible game.
Let's do a couple more. In what airport, in what state, I'll just give you the state, did somebody try to bring a meth burrito?
Oh, one, curious. Two, what state?
Yeah.
I would have to say Las Vegas.
That would be
Nevada.
a city.
I would have to say Nevada.
No, Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
Nobody does meth in Texas.
And
all right.
finally, in what state did somebody carve out their deodorant can? You know, like they took out all the deodorant.
I watched 60 Days.
And put bullets in there.
Oh, my God.
Live rounds.
I'm going to say Tennessee. I failed.
Jersey.
Jersey?
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested in the meth burrito, too.
I don't even know why Jersey is there.
From what I understand, the meth burrito was, they had the meth on them.
Yeah.
They bought the burrito as they were going into the airport, and they shoved all the meth into the burrito and tried to pass it through security, saying, this is my lunch for later on.
What a ride. Can you imagine if somebody...
the metherito.
Metherito. Oh
and you
God.
thought you had bad ideas today.
All right, this third grader is everybody. Everybody. This is Carter from Canada, Ontario. They got dumped on, and he was on the news, and the newscaster walks up to him just to kind of get into his head.
If you didn't have a machine to help you move the snow, you probably found it a bit...
tiring.
A snow day turned into a work day for Carter Trizzolo.
I really wish I was in school right now.
Trizzolo was clearing snow around not just his house, but also doing it
For my neighbors, friends, probably people I even don't know.
He is exactly what you think he would look like you, when you had your big glasses on and like they were fogging up and he just wanted to go inside. He didn't want to shovel anymore, but his dad is making him. It was so funny.
Radio Paparazzi.
More audio from Jamie Lynn Spears and how Britney's postpartum breakdown, where she shaved her head back in 2007, really affected her.
We got home and my friend's like, oh my God, Jamie Lynn, do you want to see this? And I was by myself. I didn't have my mom or my daddy. Like, they were there trying to help her. And so, like, I was by myself and I had to pretend like it didn't bother me. But then, too, like, I didn't want to, like, give anybody the satisfaction of, like, I just remember seeing it. I remember, like, all I wanted to do was, like, just go home and get my own bed. Like, I just had to stay at my friend's house. My mom was out of town. I just had to be like, hey, like, that's, like, I don't even know what I said. I guess I just kind of acted like it wasn't that big of a deal.
You know what? I shouldn't make fun of her in the sense that it didn't affect her.
What's she selling? What is she selling?
She's selling her book.
Why? Yeah, there. That's it. It's all for the book.
But I'm sure at that age, that young age, it did affect her to not have her parents around, to only be dealing with her older sister. She was in Hollywood herself, and then to be concerned for her big sister. But to put it all out there is it's a Meghan Markle part 2 is what it is. All right, Dua Lipa, I'm sure you're on board with this, sir. She wishes there were 2 of her.
I wish I had a clone, honestly. Yeah. Some days I'm just like, God, if only there was someone else to get up and do this for me today.
Mm-hmm. I wish there was at least 40 Dua Lipas.
Okay.
There'd be nothing wrong with that.
Hillary Duff is our spirit animal mamas. She has made a great New Year's resolution. Maybe you should get on board with this one.
I have to start taking a little bit more alone time and not feeling guilt about it. It's so hard to do. It is a true challenge, but it's just important, to feel like a human being outside of your kids. And I love them and I want to spend all my time with them. But definitely, you need a break sometimes, you know?
You just can't be there all the
Weird
time.
that was right after our People's Court.
Totally. Blowing out their candles today, we have How Rude. Jodie Sweetin from Full House is 40. Drea De Matteo is 50. And Dolly Parton is 76.
It's another rousing rendition of my favorite segment in the Playhouse, Drunk Adult or Little Kid. I've got several listeners lined up for you this morning, Kat.
Okay.
They're going to give you their scenario, and then you have to try and guess whether or not this act was performed by an intoxicated adult or a little kid. Are you ready for George's?
Yes.
George, I know you're feeling this vibe. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
I was choked and kicked by a clown at a birthday party.
Okay, so that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want.
What did he
George
say?
was
He
he
said
was
it so fast.
choked and kicked by a clown at a birthday party. Did this happen as George was a drunk adult or a little kid, Kat?
I'm gonna channel you, and I'm gonna say a drunk adult.
George, drunk adult or little kid? When did it go down?
I was a little kid. This clown showed up at my friend's birthday party, and he was absolutely hammered. This drunk clown ended up eating my pizza, and when I called him out, he stood up and started choking me. And when I found out that not only was he drunk, but he was also on Oxy.
The double whammy.
Hey, you know what this is like? Remember in Uncle Buck?
Yep.
Where the clown shows up all hammered and he beats the hell out of him?
Yeah.
Well,
Get outta here.
you never touched this stuff? I got one more this round. Ray, you're up. Give us the scenario. Kat's going to guess. Drunk adult or little kid? What happened?
I fell off a speedboat that was going 45 miles an hour, attempting to recreate the whole I'm King of the World, Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic.
Okay. That's all I need. That's all I need. So, was Ray recreating I'm King of the World and fell off the speedboat at 45 miles an hour as a drunk adult or a little kid, Kat?
Normally, kids wouldn't make that reference. I'd say a drunk adult for this.
I would go adult as well because I don't think kids know about Titanic. Drunk adult or little kid, Ray?
I was a drunk adult when that happened. It's my favorite movie, and I always wanted to do that on a boat, but not anymore.
Right.
Been seeing a chiropractor ever since that day.
Oh, no.
Now, I will give this. My sister-in-law, Abby, did that on our pontoon this summer.
Was it beautiful?
And, well, yeah, where she's right out there, and she's like, I'm king of the world, and I immediately hit the brakes.
What a jerk.
And boom, just flew right into the thing. So, I got a couple more. I got Carla and Dano, and I'll tell you this much. Carla's has to do with throwing up. Okay, so I want to get hers and Dan's and see if Kat can at least go 500 today with drunk adult or little kid. We'll get theirs on next. This is drunk adult or little kid. I appreciate, by the way, you guys checking in with your stories. They're very entertaining. And the way it works is we just want your story. I want the heart of it. If you could give me a thesis statement of what happened to you, without tipping your hand too much as to whether or not it happened when you were a little kid or a drunk adult, Kat's going to try and figure out. She's 1 for 2 right now, so you're batting 500. Carla, I appreciate your patience. I know this has to do with some puke, so let's get right to it. Give us the breakdown real quick, will you?
I threw up in front of my crush because I was hula hooping too hard.
Oh, God.
Okay, all right, so she was hula hooping too hard. Did our friend Carla here do this as a drunk adult? Or a little kid, Kat?
I'm going to say maybe a birthday party, a little kid, maybe.
Okay. Drunk adult or little kid? Carla, what happened?
I was a drunk adult.
Oh, my God.
I was with a group of people, one of them being the man I had a major crush on.
Right.
And we ended up at this beach party where someone had a hula hoop.
Of course.
And I started hula hooping in front of everyone, and I had way too much to drink, and I ended up throwing up right in front of my crush as he was talking to some really good-looking girl.
You know, this is me at anywhere there's a trampoline.
Yeah.
I'll be like, of course I can do a gainer on this thing. It doesn't matter if you get there and it's the nephew's birthday party or if there's a bunch of drunk people around.
And then you throw up.
I'm going for it. And I won't throw up, but I'll probably end up in the hospital with a busted out knee or something like that. How did he dislocate his hip? He was doing a gainer off the deck onto the trampoline. One more. Dano, drunk adult or little kid, give us the breakdown here. By the way, you have to do that. You have to get this just to get half of them right today.
Okay. I got this.
What do you got?
I once bought over $1,000 worth of candy bars one night from the internet using my father's credit card without him knowing about it.
Okay, now, don't say yet when this happened or how this happened, but drunk adult or little kid, Dan bought over $1,000 worth of candy bars with his old man's credit card, and the guy didn't know about it.
I'm going to say drunk adult. Maybe his dad's credit card was already in the system.
That's kind of what I was thinking, too. That's what we think. What happened, Dan? Drunk adult or little kid?
I was a little kid.
Oh, my God.
I just had my 10th birthday, and I did not think my parents did a good job with the presents. So I snuck into my dad's room, took his credit card, and ordered $1,000 worth of candy bars from the internet.
Nice.
And when my parents asked me about it, I blamed it on my stoned-ass brother, and my parents believed me, not him. Who believes a stoner?
Can you imagine saying those words to yourself growing up in you grew up in the 40s and the 50s? Like saying, I went and grabbed my dad's credit card and ordered all this. Like, how foreign. I would never have known how to do that.
Can't even tell you the hellfire that would rain down upon a young man like myself if I would have done this with any of my old man stuff.
I finally had the courage at 36 to admit to my mom last weekend that I once took one check out of her checkbook and wrote it for $20 to the gas station so I could get gas in my car. And I felt like I was going to get killed.
Did she know it the whole time?
No.
Oh, so it was a secret?
But she had like the ledger on the back that she would write everything. And so I wrote it there. Because I didn't want her to miss out on $20.
She didn't know that it was in your handwriting?
I matched her handwriting.
Wow.
I know, I was good.
I wanted to get this out really early because I'm guaranteeing that there's at least a couple of people waking up today going, oh, you know what? I'm not going to go into work. I'm going to take a mental health day.
Mm-hmm.
More and more people are embracing a mental health day. It's when you take a sick day because you're stressed or overworked, not necessarily sick. So being today and Wednesday, if you're waking up feeling like you need a mental health day, obviously take it if you need it, but all the research right now is showing that Wednesday is the worst day to take a mental health day because you're just coming off Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's the middle of the week. That means your workload is probably stacked up. And according to the research now, if you can find a way to take a Monday or a Friday as your mental health day, it's better for you. And they're showing that it's better for your mental health as well because you basically get a 3-day weekend to relax. And people are less likely to reach out to you on a Friday or a Monday because something didn't get done if you're taking a mental health day then.
Yeah, I think if you do it on a Wednesday, just things stack up. And then you feel more overwhelmed on a Thursday when you get back and you're like, oh, I have all these emails to get to, where throughout the weekend, odds of getting emails are pretty slim. But I love the concept of doing every other week having a 3-day weekend. I think that, you know, if you can swing it, if you have that much vacation and you really don't go on vacation, use it.
I was a little disappointed. I saw maybe 6 months ago the 4-day work week was starting to get traction online somewhere. And I was like, yes. And then it just fizzled out. A lot of European countries have a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a day on call. Like maybe Friday till noon on call, but you can sleep in until 9 or 10.
You want to do our show only 4 days a week? Yeah. Okay, that was quick. You were really mean back there, and you won't take ownership for what you said.
For
and
what?
it makes
Wait,
me
what?
upset.
That you were eating that apple like a
I literally
drunk
was having
horse
an
having
apple,
a carrot?
and you were like, if you don't stop eating like that, like that's really rude.
We're in a really small room, and Kat's going... I couldn't concentrate at all.
It's a Honeycrisp. Find a Honeycrisp that doesn't make that sound.
You know I'm a fan of the Honeycrisp, genetically engineered at the University of Minnesota. It's a gopher apple.
I can't wait for you to eat one. I'm going to blow it up. I will follow you.
That's what you're looking forward to today. You're going to follow me around looking for me to eat a Honeycrisp apple, and then you're going to be just as mean as I was when you were going.
I'll wait until afternoon when you eat, and it's going down.
Popcorn?
This is incredible popcorn.
A little piece of popcorn stuck in my tooth. Ooh.
Happy National Popcorn Day.
Okay, everybody, it's showtime.
I'm off it.
What do you mean?
I don't do popcorn anymore.
Oh, my God. I would do a popcorn diet if I could. I love popcorn.
It's not the risk reward versus having something stuck in my teeth that I can't get out for a while.
That's
isn't
what
worth
you're
it
stuck
anymore.
on?
Yeah.
The teeth? Okay.
Won't do it anymore.
Well, 72% of people will eat popcorn more watching a scary movie than any other genre. I didn't know that. Maybe because you're nervous.
Trying to preoccupy yourself,
and you're eating it that way. Americans are going to eat 2 tons of popcorn on the big game day on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, wings, man.
Wings, yeah.
Wings.
And then Hidden Valley Ranch is now the top-selling flavor of popcorn seasoning. I have it. I love it. I had it yesterday.
We even have one of those popcorn machines in our basement at the bar. And the kids will make it all the time. And if they're having a little get-together with other friends and stuff down there. But I'm like, I won't do it. I just won't do popcorn anymore.
I love movie popcorn.
I'm off it.
You can't beat it. I always say, hey, can I get some butter with some popcorn? With a little bit of popcorn?
And they look at you with that look.
Sometimes.
Apparently everyone has a friggin' problem. And they've brought their problems to the Playhouse. This is the People's Court. Yes, I said People's is so we don't get sued.
If you're a mom or a dad, when was the first time you left your baby? And I want you to think about that as I read you Brad's email. Hey, guys, our baby is 6 weeks old. We're very blessed that our newborn is happy and healthy. Here's where things start to get a little messy. My wife wants to go on a week-long vacation without our newborn daughter.
Okay.
Her best friend from college is renting a giant lake house and wants us to join. My wife jumped on the invitation, said we're definitely going. I assumed the baby would be coming with, but my wife tells me that her mother's going to be watching our baby. I think it's a bad idea to let my wife know how I feel. She says she's the mother, and if it doesn't bother her, it should not bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she said she really needs a break from being a mom. Am I insane for thinking this is a terrible idea? I even suggested I watch the baby and she go alone. She's not feeling that. Okay. Do I dig in my heels or do I just go? Brad.
Well, I don't think it was right for her to say, I'm the mom and this is how it's going to go. I don't agree with that. If you have an onboard baby daddy and he is there and in the trenches with you, I don't think you should discount their role. But guys, like, we go through it creating this child and we bring it into this world. And then we are expected to take care of this baby after our body goes through this traumatic event. And you're expecting us to not want a little bit of a break.
This is a tough one for guys to understand, for what it's worth. From watching my wife do this 3 times to try and understand as a dude what you guys are going through with your hormones, mentally and physically, is super tough because we've never done it.
Yeah.
And most of us don't really talk to people that have done it. So I would say, do you go after 6 weeks? I just think about how cute my kids were, you know what I mean? And how much I love being a daddy. I wouldn't have been able to go. I would have said I'm staying home.
It doesn't mean that you love them any less or they're any less cuter. I mean, if mom feels like
be there though.
If mom feels like this is just what I need to center myself back and be a great mom in 72 hours, you give that to her. You make sure that this happens for that woman.
Let's get your thoughts on it. Angie, I appreciate you being first. What do you think about this? 6 weeks out from having the baby. Do you go? Do you stay home? What do you do?
You shouldn't leave your baby. Like, I think that's horrible.
Whoa.
Like, the baby's going to grow up and remember that and remember how, like, it was left, like, the baby was left by itself. Like, she's going to, like, the child's going to have abandonment issues.
You think this infant is going to remember that? I think, don't get me wrong. I don't think that you should leave that early, but I do feel like everybody needs a break. She just carried this baby for 9 months. Like, it's a long time.
I think that makes her a horrible mother if she abandons her baby.
Whoa, all right.
This is where we get the mommy shaming. There's nothing worse than mommy shaming somebody, because that is your most important job on the planet. Your career is not the most important job. You being a mom, so when people attack you for that, that's not a cute look.
This is the People's Court. Yes, I said People's is so we don't get sued.
Hey, just to recap real quick, we got an email from Brad, and basically Brad and his wife had a baby 6 weeks ago. His wife says, we're going to go to a big lake house and party for a week with one of my college friends. And he's like, whoa, we just had a baby. Her quote was, if I feel okay with it, it shouldn't bother you any. She's arranged for her mom to watch the baby, and he's just like not feeling leaving the baby at 6 weeks old. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this, especially if you've been in this kind of a situation. For me, and I think it's just weird for guys to be able to comment on this because haven't been through it. You know what I mean?
But I do feel like guys could have an opinion about it, and maybe he could go about it this way. Hey, maybe not a week, but let's go half of the time. And moms, I think you should take into account how dad is feeling as well. Even a few days could help you guys reconnect. You recharge as a mom. 6 weeks old, I think that was about the time that I went into the hospital. I didn't see Liam for like 20 days. And then I'd see him for a couple days, and then I wouldn't see him for another week and a half.
It'd be
and
crazy rough.
It definitely contributed to my postpartum depression. I mean, I was so sad. I'm like, where's my baby? I have this going on and this, and it was a tough time.
All right, Cindy, 6 weeks out. Do you go on a little week-long getaway, or is that a little too soon, do you think?
I think all mothers, whether you're married or a single mom, coming from a single mom, that break is something that is much needed.
Yep.
You know, moms and dads are on call 24/7 when they have a newborn, and even if it's a week, if she feels comfortable, go for it. Why not? You know, you have your kids 18-plus years. I hear all these moms saying, I got 18 years to get it right. No, you have a lifetime.
Yeah.
But having those breaks in between shouldn't be something that, someone should be, mom shamed on. I think if the mom thinks she needs that break, let her take that break. I work in mental health. I see a lot of PTSD. If a mom is crying, I need a break, get a break.
You got to believe it.
Love it. Wisdom. Thank you, Cindy. I really appreciate you checking in this morning. How's Crystal doing today?
Great.
What do you think here? 6 weeks too early, or are you go on your vacation?
I think the part that nobody's thinking about is if she is okay with leaving her child at 6 weeks. For a week, she needs it. She wants it, and she possibly wants to reconnect with her husband or her boyfriend or whoever the father is.
There is some separation during the pregnancy there, yeah.
Needs to feel like a woman again.
I agree.
So I say all for it.
And you're pregnant and you're growing this child for how many months, and it's all about them, and you're eating for them and you're working out for them, and then it's still about them. You are a human too. Yeah. You need it to be about you for even just a brief 3 days.
Good call. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate your insight. Let's move on to Heather real quick. Heather, you go on the trip, or are you not for it at 6 weeks?
Me personally, I wouldn't go, but I know that it can be hard those first few weeks being a parent, especially. I mean, I went through postpartum depression, and I felt like I was doing everything wrong. But at the same point, I think if you go, you got to realize that child's going to be in your every thought anyway.
One thing that we didn't talk about is that, I'm sure mom has FaceTime or Zoom or something like that. You can definitely check in on your baby and at least be able to see, your beautiful new daughter every night if you want to, or a couple of times a day.
That's what a texter said. You should be thankful and lucky that you have capable people to help take care of your 6-week-old baby for a few days so you can recharge and come back and be the best mom that you can be. So I would say grandma would love that time too, by the way.
Heather, you got kids?
I got grandkids.
Oh my gosh!
And
do you remember your kid?
Absolutely love.
You remember your kids? Like how long before you actually got away? Like a lot of people will be like, I didn't. I was by their side every day for the first year of their life. Was it that long for you?
Well, actually, after I had my first one, he was about 10 days old, and I was in the hospital because I ended up with a staph infection. But
oh my God!
And I was away from him for a week, and so it's. You got to listen to your body. You got to listen to your mind. And, honestly, if Dad doesn't want to go, then I don't think he should have to. I understand the reconnecting point that the previous caller was making. But at the same point, if he's not comfortable, he's not going to enjoy the time, which is going to cause conflict anyway.
But you know what? If she goes, I really hope Brad doesn't say anything to her.
Yeah,
I hope
that
he's
would
like,
set her off. That's
you
one of
have
those...
fun. You have a great girls trip. I got this. I'm going to hold this down. I want to hear about it when you come home. And you don't ever make her feel bad about leaving.
Because that's one of those things a woman will never forget. And she'll hold it, forever and ever and
As
ever.
she should.
Hey, thanks, Heather. I appreciate it. Really good insight this morning, guys.
I knew that it was just a matter of moments until the memes started with what MGK wore when he proposed to Megan Fox.
What did he wear?
He wore, well, people are saying either Beetlejuice or he works at Foot Locker, and he's down on the ground. And the photo from behind him and her going like this, like, oh my God. It says like when Foot Locker finds that pair in the way back that you've been looking for. The memes are pretty incredible, and you could probably spend about an hour of your workday looking at them.
Did you read about the ring, by the way?
I did. It is designed to not come off.
So if it's like a torture device that was used in Vietnam for prisoners. When she put the ring on, if it's got these little like thorns in it. So if she ever went to take it off, it would like dig into her skin. It's like a bee stinger.
Well, it's a heart shape. So like the metal will hurt her finger if she even tries to take the magnet off.
Which is buck wild.
That's
man.
what they're all about. They drank each other's blood after they said, yeah, let's do this. So they're a different breed.
So that's her proposal is,
Yeah.
It looked like a guy from Foot Locker had found the Air Jordan 1s way in the back.
Yeah. People are like, how embarrassing that he would wear that for a day that you want to remember. But now you can't look back without seeing that Foot Locker
He's MGK.
shirt.
He can wear whatever he wants, man.
Some people might make fun of your engagement or your proposal, like you go hard on what happened to me.
Oh, when you got proposed to at the gas station?
There was more to it
And
than
your
that.
husband stuck to the floor?
You leave out details, which is very sad.
Did you get proposed to at a gas station?
That is true.
Yeah.
He did not stick to the ground.
He did. Yeah.
He put the announcement in the newspaper, so there was planning. He called my dad. He gave a camera to the gas station attendant so she could whip it out and take a picture of my reaction. So he went in. There was a lot of planning.
I've never seen that picture. Is that available?
No, she lost the camera. A lot of awake, tired parents are trending because Google updated its white noise sound on Saturday. And,
I didn't know Google had a white noise sound. So you can just say,
"Hey Google, play white noise."
And this is the new one or the old one?
This is the old one.
Okay.
And the parents don't like the new one because their kids couldn't sleep to the new sound. It was causing tantrums and just chaos in households everywhere. It's important to have the right environment when your kids are sleeping.
I thought you only started using white noise when you were a strung out adult.
No, there are sound machines.
Yeah, I have a sound machine.
Yeah, so
it's a little cube that sits on my nightstand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got different levels of white noise. It's
like
great.
What, soundscapes?
Yeah, no. It's like, almost like the white noise that we just played. Oh. It just goes, there's like several different ones.
And you paid for that?
Yeah, it's a little cube. It was like $10 on Amazon. Oh. And it just plugs in, and then it's got a setting too, so you can set it for like 30 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever the deal is. It's really soothing.
Well, what do you have to have to sleep? What kind of noise? Some people have to have it silent. Like my mom's house is, you can hear a mouse fart. It is so quiet. And I'm like, how can anybody possibly sleep like that?
I would just be staring at the ceiling the whole night.
I YouTube 8 hours of box fan sounds. So I have
this is you?
Yeah. And it'll play for 8 hours. And my body will, like, if my phone dies or shuts off, like I'm up. I need that.
When I
sound.
stay over at the in-laws, I have I downloaded an app. It's called... The heck is it? It's called Better Sleep, and it gives you all these options: box fan, rain, tranquility, stuff like that. I have to have some kind of noise, otherwise I can't sleep.
Same. And I wasn't like that until I met Derek. Like I probably could have slept how my mom sleeps right now, but now I need a fan. So how do you go to sleep? Do you have to have pure silence? Do you have to have music on? Do you have to have a box fan, white noise, whatever it is? Go ahead and text it because Google's white noise is what's trending.
Let's start with some good news.
I've got good news and good news.
Tell him the good news.
Good news?
Good news.
Okay.
Let's hear
What's
it.
good?
Well, know his name. His name is Clayton. He's 8 years old. He's from Canada, and he is getting praise for finding an elderly man who had fallen in the snow and couldn't get up, and the snow just kept piling up and up and up.
I asked the man if he was okay. He seemed like he was hurt. Couldn't get up. He couldn't walk. He had no strength at all. Looked like he'd been down there for at least 20 minutes because he was totally covered in snow. Me and my wife, and we brought him to the stairs. We sat him down the stairs, and Clayton went in and got some blankets, brought the blankets out to us. We put them around him. Clayton made him some hot chocolate so he'd get a little warm till the ambulance got here. I'm very proud of him. He's awesome.
What a good kid.
I love that. Aside from talking funny, that was really a great story, and that is what's good.
My heart, you know what it reminded me of is when John Gustafson is leaving Slippery's Tavern on Christmas Eve, and he's walking home and has the heart attack, and his friend Goldman has to find him, and he almost dies.
What movie is this?
It's Grumpy Old Man.
Oh
my God!
yeah,
you don't know?
okay.
Remember? He
I
leaves
think I have to
Slippery.
watch it again.
They're all mad, so he leaves Slippery's bar, and he's going to walk
Aw.
home, and he falls over, and he has a heart attack in the snowbank.
Well, now I don't have to watch it.
Well, no, you got to watch it. It's way funny. This is like the sad part. And then his friend, who's really his enemy, but who's really his friend, finds him there in the snowbank and gets the neighbors to call 911. And then they pan to the church.
Yeah.
And it's all these people in tuxedos and in black jackets, and you're like, oh my gosh, he died from the heart attack, but it really ends up being his wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't die?
You've never seen this
Does
movie,
he marry
have you?
Sophia Loren?
No, in the second one.
Oh, in the second one.
That's Max. Was it the dude from?
Well, now I don't have to watch that one either.
Jeez. What a ripoff. It's the match game. Beth, caller number 10. Sounds like you're on the road. How you feeling today?
I'm good.
What is the plan? Are you on your way to work? You got the day off? You just trying to stay out of the cold? What do you got going on?
Well, I have the day off. I'm headed up to my mom's to take her to a doctor appointment.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. And as you're spending a little time in the car, might as well get you some concert tickets. So, the Imagine Dragons show at the Target Center coming up February 27th. I have 3 questions lined up in the match game. Your objective here is to not answer how you would want to answer, but how you think Kat would answer. Okay?
Okay.
So what she's going to do is I'm going to give the question. I want you to hold your answer until Kat has had a chance to write her answer down. And if you can match just one of the 3, again, you can do just one of the 3, you're going to get these tickets. So here's your first question. Beth, hang tight to your answer until Kat gives hers. Hey, Beth,
Okay.
Kat was taking a nap yesterday, and her son Liam walked in and said, "Oh, my God, Mom, your blank is hanging out." Okay, I don't want your answer yet. But as Kat was taking a nap yesterday, her son Liam walked in and said, "Oh my God, Mom, your blank is hanging out." Kat, do you have an answer for me?
Yep.
I see your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Beth, what do you think Kat wrote down? Her son Liam walked in and said, "Mom, oh my God, your blank is hanging out."
I'm going to say her boob.
Oh,
boob is right away.
That's a reality. I look like Andre the Giant in a singlet when I wake up. They're just out both sides, and then it's me, man.
Well, look at that. You're an automatic winner. Congratulations, Beth.
Woohoo!
Hey, can we do the other questions? Can I see if you would have got them right? Just for you know what's in giggles?
Sure.
Yeah, question number 2 would have been, Kat was so hungry this morning, Beth, that she chomped on a blank like a sloppy horse. All right? Don't give me your answer yet. But Kat was so hungry earlier in the show that she disturbed all of us by chomping on a blank like a sloppy horse.
All right, what was it?
I got her answer. What's the right answer, Beth?
I'm going to say a donut.
I don't eat like that.
No.
It was an apple.
It was a Honeycrisp apple, and I'm going to reenact what happened for a full minute and a half straight during a commercial break.
He looked at me like short of telling me I was fired after the show.
Well, just
because
like
I ate
it's such
an
a
apple.
small room in here. Our studio is not giant, and just to have her like a hungry horse for an entire commercial break was just brutal.
All right, last one.
Here's the last one. Kat's mom, Jen, is so out of style.
How out of style is she?
That she wore socks and blank on the beach. So hold on to your answer real quick, Beth. But Kat's mom, Jen, is so out of style. She wears socks and blank on the beach. All right, I got Kat's answer. Pretty simple. We talk about it on the show often. Does Beth know?
Sandal?
No, I wouldn't have been able to take that.
Flip-flop?
Socks and Crocs is what she wears all the time.
Oh.
She's got her Cancun Crocs all packed up and ready to go.
She likes the Post Malone style of Crocs.
Yeah.
So weird.
Weird stuff.
Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird? No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
All right, so the only part of this story that I find weird is how often this woman actually goes to Taco Bell. So what happened was she's complaining that the restaurant didn't take her order after 3 minutes, and she was just trying to air out her grievances and call corporate.
I know the turnover rates there high because I go in there every single night around the same time. The fact that they couldn't even take my order, they at all. I mean, you guys lost out on business. We're hungry. We haven't ate all day. We probably would have bought like $20.
Okay, we'll wrap that up.
What's going on with the...
What happened was this guy that works for Taco Bell corporate accidentally gave her his cell phone number.
Oh,
and that's
no.
happened like when I text people back sometimes for a texting service. I'm so quick on these number buttons that and then they'll text my phone. I'm like, I got to go slower. But he was typing feverishly on his keyboard to pretend like he was sending it into corporate or whatever.
Oh.
But Could you eat somewhere every single night at the exact same time?
Like if you had think about this. If you had a job and you were getting off work and you were going to go home and everybody was maybe asleep and you wanted to grab some food kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, because I wouldn't be able to, but I guess I'm not in that situation. We kind of have luxury of getting out of here and being able to go have lunch wherever we want.
Yeah, but she obviously didn't get it that far up the ladder, but that is what's weird.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryant Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.